ladies and gentlemen, Cam Newton is now a New England Patriot, and we are here with our running back rankings, but who cares about that? Let's just talk about Cam Newton to the
Let's
Patriots.
just talk about how the fact that I projected Cam Newton to the Patriots.
Okay.
I saw this months
You're
ago.
the only one who knew it.
Before quarantine, I projected this months ago. A little pat on my back. Cam Newton to the Patriots. 11-5 season. Super Bowl in the picture. Let's go, baby.
But did you bet money on it though? Because I'm going to be getting
bet money. I'm just a diehard.
I'm going to be getting winnings from it.
Diehard Patriot fan now. Diehard.
All right, I'm getting winnings from Cam Newton,
like,
both starting and landing.
You made like $4.
Yeah, probably. with the low odds, or the likelihood was pretty high at that point.
All
so
right, before we get into the rankings, Garrett, who wins more games next year, Tampa Bay or New England? I'll let you guys go first.
I would say Tampa Bay.
Just like that, eh?
I mean,
you guys forgot that they play against the Saints twice a year. They play Atlanta twice a year.
I mean, I'm not like it's definitely a close one, I'd say, because I think the New England defense is better than the Tampa Bay defense, but I think that it's an offensive league. I think the offensive firepower is there, and I think the Buccaneers will end up having a more efficient offense than the Patriots will this year.
You think Buccaneers over the Patriots, Kip?
Yes, sir. I think that Bill's just going to force Cam to just stay in the pocket, never scramble, keep him healthy, and he's just not going to have a supporting role. He's got Edelman and...
You don't think they're going to go with the ground and pound offense?
I think they will. I think...
In New England?
Tony Michel and Damian Harris will creep up and...
Yeah, that helps those two running backs out a lot.
It'll be QB sneaks for days. Yeah. I imagine about 10 touchdowns off of QB sneaks this year.
All right, we're doing running back rankings today, Garrett.
Yes, we are. We will come in. We're going to go running back, receiver, tight end, and then we'll come back around to the quarterback position. So we're going to move down to 25 here. We're going to go 25 to 1. Nick does not like that order, but I think it becomes more. Not more suspenseful, but I think the conversations get more interesting the more you move up. So that's how we're going to do it. I am conveniently the first up. It's going to go myself, Kip, and then Nick.
The champion's got to bet lead
off. All right. So starting at 25, this is kind of a sad one for me. I have Le'Veon Bell here at 25. This is not indicative of his talent. This is mostly because he is behind a terrible offensive line. I thought he was going to be it was like in the 10 to 15 range for me last year, and he ended up doing worse than that. So I imagine it'll be more of the same this year. Adam Gase is a dead man walking over there in New York, and interesting to see if Le'Veon Bell will turn his career up from the Jets.
Okay, at 25, I'm putting Mark Ingram at 25. I feel like the Ravens have an incredible run offense, and they're just now bringing in J.K. Dobbins. It'll be split, but Mark Ingram's still going to get work. He's still going to be a fringe RB2, so I like him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kip. I got Mark Ingram 25 as well. He was a he was a top 25 running back last year. Dobbins will have a role, but Mark Ingram is a veteran. He knows the playbook.
Yep.
That's underrated here with the shortened potential season. So I got Mark Ingram there at 25.
I like that. I have Mark Ingram a little bit higher on the list, but I see where you guys are going there. My next one, another sad one, James Conner. James Conner is so injury prone and so, just always battling with not off the field issues, but struggling to be on the field. And so, yeah, James Conner, I want him to be higher up because I think his talent is there, but I think if this is another injury-riddled season, I think the Steelers look to move on from him after this year.
All right, 24, I'm putting Kareem Hunt as an RB2 here. I think that the Browns run backfield is going to be one of the strongest backfields in the NFL. You've got Stefanski coming in. He loves to ground and pound and give those backs a ton of touches. And also Kareem Hunt has been rumored to be lining up in the wide receiver practices. So you'll see him line up on the outside in the slot. I just love that for PPR especially.
Yeah, I don't have Hunt in the top 25, but he's definitely in PPR. He will definitely have a role. He is a pass catching back in Cleveland. Nick Chubb is, more of the running back, first and second down. Hunt will definitely have a role. 24 for me, I got Raheem Mostert from San Francisco.
Really?
No more Matt Breida, so it's just Mostert and Tevin Coleman back there. And I think Mostert's the better back over Tevin Coleman. And it's a run-heavy offense. It's a very good offense, and I would love to get Raheem Mostert.
So would I. That's why I have him a lot higher up on my list. But going with my number 23, I have Darius Geis, another guy who has been injured the past 2 years of his career, the first 2 years of his career, actually. And I imagine that 2 years' worth of injuries don't make you injury-prone, but I imagine if he is also injured again this year, that the Redskins look to move on. And I forget, is Adrian Peterson still on that team?
Oh, yeah, AP's still back.
Okay. I figured as such, but I mean, that guy's like 50 years old at this point, so I don't know when he's going to retire. So I imagine if Darius Geis is able to stay on the field, then he becomes the number one back. It just depends on if he can stay healthy.
Quick question, Garrett. You're not worried about the quarterback play there?
No, because I don't really factor quarterback play into the running game, personally. I factor more offensive line and tight ends.
I like Geis there. Everyone's been waiting for him to break out. All right, so 23, I have Cam Akers. There's a ton of question marks with the Rams this year. Are they going to try to get another Todd Gurley? I don't think it's possible to get another Todd Gurley the way they did and ran him into the ground. But Cam Akers, he's in a good situation. Darrell Henderson's not much of competition, but I feel like, Cam Akers can get a lot of touches there.
Yep. 23 for me is someone Kip's in love with, Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. I have him at 23 here because he is a rookie. He is unproven, and he's not a great pass catcher. Nyheim Hines will get the ball out of the backfield in that offense. I like Taylor, but in PPR, he's down here as a low-end RB2.
Very interesting. Cam Akers barely cracked my top 30, and Jonathan Taylor is barely in my top 40. So, very interesting. You guys both have him in the top 25. Number 22 for me is Todd Gurley with the Atlanta Falcons. I know they're looking for more of a committee, but I think Todd Gurley's talented enough where he can get most of the roles. Obviously, health concerns are an issue, as with the rest of my list. But I would imagine that Todd Gurley, if healthy, can get about, I would say, 70-75% of the workload there.
All right, I'm not going to add too much about Le'Veon Bell, but I have Le'Veon Bell here. Adam Gase, he's just not a smart coach, and they paid so much money for Bell to come in here. It's tough to not put him in the top 25 for me.
22 for me, I have James Conner. Going off what you're saying, Garrett, I would have him a lot higher if I could trust his durability, but you can't trust his health. He plays in a very good offense. He plays, Pittsburgh has a good defense. They're always going to be in games. They're always going to be running the ball. It's just his health that I'm concerned about.
Right there with you. Number 21 for me is going to be Mark Ingram. This is where I have him. I didn't really think about J.K. Dobbins when I was making this pick, but I imagine that Mark Ingram still gets about 80% of the workload. He's still that talented, even at, how old is he now? 30, I want to say, or a little bit younger than that. So I imagine that J.K. Dobbins might start to turn the corner and get more touches near the last quarter of the year, but I imagine this is Mark Ingram's job for the good part of 2020.
21, I have David Montgomery. Last season, everyone was super high on David Montgomery, saying he could be the next huge talent, and you ended up seeing him in a weird committee with like old running backs are irrelevant. But now I feel like he's got his role. He's gonna come in. He's gonna command a lot of the touches, and I think he's a sneaky pick. If you can grab him, he's gonna be a great RB2 who could sneak up a little higher than what I have him.
21 for me. I got Devin Singletary from the Bills. This is a guy that I marked high upside. No more Frank Gore there to steal those goal line touches. Frank Gore is okay, Garrett. I see what you're doing there. You distracted me. Devin Singletary, he can catch the ball in the backfield. Quick note on him. He had 5.1 yards per carry as a rookie, and that is pretty elite in the NFL. I like Devin Singletary. I think he can have a ceiling as a top 12 running back if he hits right.